Hello and welcome to 3AM Bagels. Today we have special guests from Harambe, a Belleville West student organization of students interested in experiencing African American history and culture and promoting cultural diversity. So go grab yourself a cup of coffee, find your favorite cream cheese, and get yourself a tasty pastry because it's
time for some 3AM Bagels.
So, can you guys introduce yourselves?
Of course, I'll start off. Hi, my name is Trinity Williams. I'm a senior, and I've been in Harambe for 4 years, and I've been a leader for 3.
My name is Kennedy Bass. I'm a senior. I've been in Harambe for 3 years and a leader for 2.
Hi, my name is Skylar Hunter. I've been in Harambe for 3 years and a leader for 2.
Hi, my name is Elise Moore. I'm a senior. I've been in Harambe for 3 years, and this is my first year of leadership.
Wow, so we have some more experienced Harambe members here, and also some more experienced leaders, and also some new leaders. So that's really exciting. And you guys just had your 25th anniversary show. That seems like a pretty big deal. It seems pretty cool. And the show was cool. I watched it. It was really cool. So can you tell us a little bit about the show?
Oh, yeah. So first, just a little bit about Harambe. Like you said, Harambe is an organization of students at Belleville West that like to experience and learn African American history and culture and promote cultural diversity. And we do that so many ways. By you said, our big show that we do every year in February. And also we do a lot of active things in the community. And yeah, this year was our 25th year anniversary, and we streamed it on YouTube. And it was just really fun. We had a big celebration of us, Harambe, and everything that we did 25 years strong.
Yeah, for sure. Any other comments about the show and like what it was like making it?
It was a lot of work. I will say that, a lot of time and preparation, but for the most part, it was just really, really, really fun. Yeah.
I will add in, this being my first year being a leader, it was a lot of work and preparation. Like especially with COVID restrictions and then us having that snowstorm that had us out by a week and 2 or whatever, that really pushed us back on production of the show. So we were on it when it came to work, which the payoff was amazing. We were able to get all of our stuff done, and it just looked so amazing. But there was so much work, and it was fun at the same time, like being with all these people, because I got to bond with these people, because we would have rehearsals that were maybe like a couple of hours long just to make up for lost time. And I just met so many new people that I probably would not have met if I weren't in Harambe or if I weren't a leader in Harambe, to get to have that experience to meet with people and alumni at the same time, because they were involved within the show. We asked them to come back and help us for another year.
Yeah, you had some alumni come that were previously in Harambe when they were here. Is there any cool things that happened with the alumni?
Miss Densmore, basically, shout out to her on all the costuming and getting everything on the checking list, all that. Every piece of everything Miss Densmore knew where it was, supplied us with it. So just amazing for that.
Yeah, and we also, this year, we had a lot of alumni come from out of town, actually, to come and perform with us in the show. I'm not sure if you guys seen it, but they did come out and dance with us, and they actually taught us dances, and they choreographed a lot, and they really were just a big help with the show overall. And I just wanted to thank them, because it was just, without them, I don't know what we would have done with the show.
For real. We even had the opportunity to work with the OG people of Harambe, the people who started this and helped put it all together. That was an amazing experience. They taught us the first Harambe hip hop dance, and we did end up performing that in the show, and it was just
So that's a segment at the end. That's the original. That's really cool.
Yeah, there's a dance in between the hip hop section. And Miss Jennifer, she call it the OH's, original Harambe. And she danced with us, and she taught us the very first hip hop dance they ever did. They had a show, and it was about 10 cast members, and they did one hip hop song that was around 3 minutes long, and she was able to teach us a section of it, and it was just so cool. We all enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, that's really neat. Yeah, that's really cool to be able to connect with the past members of Harambe, and so as leaders, do you guys know about the history of Harambe? Can you tell us a bit about that too?
Okay. So 25 years ago, as you guys know, 25 years strong, also on the back of my shirt, but there was a group of students at Belleville West who felt like there was a lack of a community or a space that they could have to appreciate their own culture and share their culture with others and just create this loving environment of in celebrating African American history and culture. And so they did something about it. They talked to Ms. Chalmers, and then just with collaborating with each other, then Harambe was essentially created through all of their work to put together our organization. And over the years, we've just grown and grown and grown and got more people to come join, share the love, to pull together. Like that's what our name means, to pull together. But through all that, eventually it became what it is now, a self-expression of the issues that are going on within the Black community and fostering that love for our own culture and welcoming other people into our own culture, and along with that, fostering community service outlets. We do a lot of that to give back to our community what we are trying to put in.
And also to mention, when we talked to some of the OHs, they let us know that forming the organization at first was not easy. It went through a lot. It was a lot of hard work and dedication. They just didn't give up. They knew that this organization was a necessity and it was something that needed to happen at West, and they fought hard, and they tell us all the time how they are so proud after 25 years since then, how this organization expanded. They probably wouldn't have thought it would have got this big, and honestly, I appreciate them for giving me this opportunity. I have some of my closest friends because of this organization, so I just appreciate their work.
Yeah, going off of Trinity, like with the OHs, when we were able to talk to them, it kind of seemed like they were just very proud of what they were able to create, and that this organization has been going on for so long. This organization is older than all of us in this room, and just imagine how much work that Miss Chalmers and the alumni have put into this organization. It's just amazing, and just for them to be able to come back and see like how far this organization has gone and come, and it was really cool again being able to talk to them and just have that time to understand like their story and stuff and their passion behind the organization and creating it. So
yeah, and they're also an inspiration just because it just shows, just even in general, like going from a broader place from school organizations and things like that, when you want something, like when you fight hard enough and you see and value the importance of it, you can achieve it, and that's what they did.
Yeah, it's really inspiring. And well, hello. I haven't been able to really talk the entire time. But so biggest reason that I'm even like here right now is very interesting. I know almost nothing about Harambe besides what you guys have told me here. I've not been very affiliated with like any clubs or done much in school, extracurricular or anything. And so I'm very blind to a lot of the stuff you guys do, and something I've kind of been thinking, what is an alumni? I kind of assume it's just someone who's gone through Harambe and has graduated. Is that basically it?
Usually, sorry, Trini, were you gonna?
Oh, no, you know.
Okay. Usually our alumni are basically, like you said, people who have been through Harambe and come back, but more specifically, it's our previous Harambe leaders, LITs as we call them, who have like helped plan out the show and different events, and yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, like, in Harambe, we do have, like, a lot of slang, as you see, OHs, the original Harambe, LITs that are leaders in training. So the LITs form the show, we create the show, and most of our alumni are leaders in training, but there are just a lot of dedicated members whose passion in the organization is just as us and maybe didn't have the opportunity of doing an interview or getting to the leadership status. But, yeah, alumni is just someone who was in the organizations. And we also have a lot of sponsors. Like she mentioned Ms. Densmore. Ms. Densmore is a sponsor, does a lot for us. Mr. Jones, Ms. Chalmers, of course. So, yeah, they're just people who help a lot with the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like Trinity said, like the LIT, so we're LIT, so like she said, leaders in training. And so I think like alumni are basically people who have transitioned over and actually became leaders. So we're still training and becoming leaders. We're still learning leadership, learning responsibilities that come with leadership. So that's why we're leaders in training. And so alumni, they're leaders. So they're crossing over that bridge and they know what is expected of you in any leadership organization. And so alumni, they're leaders, really.
That's cool. Inspiring words. Yeah, so connecting with the past alumni, like, sounds like that was really, really cool, really beneficial, really important. And I think that's just a really good thing that happened.
Definitely.
That you got to meet them and learn about, like, their struggle with creating this space here at Bevel West, because, you know, there's not really that many, like, spaces for the Black community at schools around the United States, and I feel like Harambe is a really important, you know, thing to have here at Bevel West. It's very, I'll say it's very important.
And I think that like alumni participation is kind of what makes the community here at Harambe. For them to come back and to mentor us and talk to us and have these conversations, it keeps reminding us like what Harambe stands for and why we're here, and it keeps us grounded in those values that were established way back 25 years ago. So like whenever you're in Harambe, like I always tell people who are kind of hesitant about joining, I'm like, people think that they won't have a place here. I'll find you one. Like there's a place, there is a place for everybody in Harambe. That's what we're about, fostering that love and community and just alumni participating in just the type of relationship that everybody has with everyone. That's what separates us from, I think, like a lot of clubs, because we're just, there's so much.
Yeah, a lot of clubs are more just like, you know, focused on being one thing, and Harambe is more than just one thing. It's a whole community. It's you know, I was talking to Ms. Chalmers about Harambe earlier, and like a big misunderstanding with Harambe is that it's like a Black kids club, and that's like, it doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like it's a community. It's about African American culture and celebrating that, and also bringing diversity and inclusion in the school, and that's more than just, you know, being a small little group.
Yeah, and then that's another thing too, that you don't have to be Black to have an interest in Black culture and learning about African American history. That should be something for everyone, because in fact African Americans are Americans and African American history is American history.
Yes.
So,
And that's one thing we encourage, is more than just Black people joining this organization, because at the end of the day, now in America, there's so many questions about culture and just anything involving the Black community, because people want to know. So we're saying, join Harambe. You will know these answers, and you will get the answers, so you can actually understand what things that we go through as Black people in America. So
yeah.
And to piggyback, I think there's a lot of things that even for our Black students that we can learn. There's so much history that I didn't learn in world history. I didn't learn in U.S. history about my culture that I think is so important to educate myself on. We don't just touch on Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. We go way past that, and I feel like you learn so much, and that's something that I believe everybody should experience, everybody should have.
Yeah, there's definitely a broader issue with, you know, American history being taught from a white perspective.
Yeah.
And because we learn about the same, you know, Black leaders in American history through all of our history classes through high school, and not really some of the other ones.
Yeah, and we make it fun.
Yeah,
we make it fun. And I think people think it's only just dancing. We just dance. You go to Harambe to see hip hop or step. When no, that's not it. You learn so much. We have spoken words. We have acting.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why we say it's a little bit for everybody. If you're not a dancer, you don't have to be. You don't have to be. You can go there. You can just help out. Like I said, it's a big community that anybody can be a part of.
Yeah. And then especially like aside from education, it's also important because when we take the small number of African American students in honors classes, it's just nice to be in an organization where you can see fellow students that look like you, because when you're in an honors class where you're the only one of your particular skin color, it can kind of make you feel like, okay, well, I don't belong here. And for some Black honor students who do feel that way, Harambe provides a place of, I guess, a homey feeling.
Yeah, that's really good. There's definitely a bigger issue with, how classes are kind of.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the right words here for being.
How they're structured, yeah.
The structure of high school classes with honors, regular, and then.
Advanced and things like that.
Or, yeah.
So,
what's up?
I'm just taking the microphone. But yeah, one question I've had is where can people go to see Harambe shows and stuff like that? Because I think I've only ever seen you guys do stuff like, well, I mean, because of COVID, obviously not sophomore year, and I don't think there's really been like any sort of thing senior year where we all go to the gym, atrium, whatever you want to call it, gym?
PAC.
But yeah, I mean, I know like back with assemblies, that was kind of the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Back in like freshman and earlier sophomore year, I meant junior year. Either way, but yeah, back then I know I've seen you guys do shows or like small bits for assemblies and stuff before, but I've never seen any shows outside of that. So just where can people go to see these shows?
So Harambe actually has a YouTube channel, and we have a lot of older like clips maybe from shows past recent like years ago that are still on YouTube actually. We also have clips for I think last year's praise performance. It's on YouTube, so that, and then we also posted like all the whole video from this year on our social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere really you can find Harambe, Belleville West Harambe.
Yeah, and I feel in the near future you will see more in person, but Harambe, our focus is our health, and I feel we have a lot of active students and Miss Charmers that have immune deficiencies, and just health is our number one focus at this time, and we want to do the most as we can with COVID, but staying safe in the process. So right now, this year and last year, both of our shows were virtual, so you can find both of the shows on our Facebook, Instagram. The links are in our bio and all that, and on YouTube. But in the near future, you most definitely will see more in-person activities.
And I'm sure all of those links are also going to be in description of.
Yeah.
Yes, we're definitely going to include at least the 25th anniversary show in the description, and then we'll get YouTube links. We'll get other stuff too. So check down there if you haven't seen the Harambe show this year, the 25th anniversary. Check down in the description for it because it's amazing. You have to see it. Another question I wanted to get into earlier was if someone's interested in joining Harambe, how do you join?
So a couple of different ways, actually. If you're interested in joining Harambe, you can listen for certain announcements, things like that, to come for like the first meetings of the year. You can get in contact with Miss Chalmers or even some of the Harambe LITs that you know. So yeah, that's basically how you get joined.
Yeah, cool. Hey guys, we're here with the second session because we didn't quite get all the way through all we wanted to talk about in our first session. So welcome to part 2. So you want to say part 2? It's gonna part 2. Yeah. So let's just start out with what are your personal favorite moments from the 25th anniversary Harambe Spectacular?
Okay, I know mine.
Yeah.
My personal favorite will be my solo. Yeah, my solo, of course. And if not my solo, because I don't want to be my solo. But after that will be praise. I love praise. Like praise always been my favorite thing to do in the show. It was amazing, and I got my way. I wanted to do like our 2 best productions, in my opinion, like that we ever done in Harambe, and we mashed them together.
Oh yeah.
So I was so happy.
It was so cool because I remember, I think it was freshman year, you guys also did Wade in the Water then for
Yes, it was my first year. Yeah, my first year ever doing.
Yes,
that's why I was like, right? I was obsessed with Wade in the Water. I was like, oh my gosh, we gotta do it.
We all were. Like,
oh my god,
all of us doing the tech program were like.
So I begged before I leave Belleville West. Harambe, we got to do Wade in the Water again, and I got my way.
I can attest for that.
It was so, it was good freshman year, but this time it was so good.
Yes.
Legitimately.
Trent would not be quiet about us doing Weight in the Water. Like, before we even put the show together and we knew what we were going to do for the show, she was like, we got to do Weight in the Water. Weight in the Water.
And I've been changed. I've been saying that.
Okay, I would say my favorite piece in the show would probably be Praise as well. Because even though, like, during creating, like, the dances and, like, learning them in rehearsal and performing it, I didn't really feel the impact of the song and the dance until we actually performed it at Trinity's church. And I really, like, felt connected to the song, and it almost brought tears to my eyes. So I feel like that's probably my favorite piece. I don't know. It was good working with everyone, and it was good working with Angel, Riley. It was really, that was really cool. So I guess that would probably be my favorite as well.
Yeah, there's so much, work that goes into that, and the connection you build with people when you're, dancing together to, that spiritual music. It's like, it's powerful. Yeah. So.
I like organizing the show as a whole. I really just like, in my life, I just like putting things together and just watching it become something bigger. I think that was just probably the best part for me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to have one favorite moment? Because I got about 3.
Yeah. If you have 3 favorite moments, like, tell us all of them.
The show.
We want to know.
So,
Just tell us every moment in Harambe. All of it.
Every
I got you.
Spill all of the beans.
So, one of my favorite moments is the poetry circle, specifically my piece. I did mother to son, and a little tidbit for that. That was like a tribute to my mom, because like she always quotes that poem to me. Every time I do something, she's like, well, life for me ain't been no crystal state. And I'm like, Mom, stop. And then she just keeps going. And so I was like, watch me put this in the show. And then I got the opportunity to put it in the show. And so I put it in the show. And I'm just proud of myself for that. One of the other ones is my drama piece that I wrote. It was just really cool to write something and then see it, like see other people do it and like doing it too. And it sounded pretty good. Y'all were getting it with that spoken word.
It was really good. Like, once again, like when you perform it, the impact is just so much greater. Like, I don't know how to really say it, but you just feel it. You just start feeling like the words, and specifically for your poem that you created, it was just really good. And just listening to exactly how much detail you put in it and the specific people you mentioned and how we don't really hear about most of the people that you did mention, and just to hear them being pointed out in such a good piece. Yeah, it was really good.
And to go off of that, like we talked a little bit in the last section that in Harambe you learn a lot about Black history that you didn't know about, us too, and that in that poem we got to broadcast that, like, people you know and people you don't know. So I really liked it. Good job, Elise.
Thank you. I wrote that in my bedroom at like 10 o'clock at night, frantic.
Yeah.
Just see what's looking
The
for.
late night rides are the best.
I believe that, like, best start, that's just how it happens. It just happens. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter what state you're in, it flows.
Right. Okay, I got one more moment.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Little background. Elise does not know how to move her body when it comes to dancing. And so I spent a lot of time and energy on trying to get these doggone dances right. And if you look at the video, I was getting it. Like, I'm so proud of myself because where I was before, like, I did not, like, I don't know, like, it's just weird, like, moving my body in certain ways to dance. But, like, the way that the finished product, I'm so proud of myself. I was getting it, especially on Industry Baby. Everybody look at me on Industry Baby. I'm on the far right corner. If you can find me, just look for the blonde braid. But I was getting it out there. And I'm just proud of myself.
And to throw in Step, I did not think Step would look that good. Step looked chef kiss. Like, it was so good. And honestly, it threw everybody by surprise. It was literally one of the cleanest things in the show, but it was literally the last to be formed, the last to be perfected. It didn't even get perfected, but literally it looked so clean, and it threw everybody by surprise. And I say all the time, like, I'm not a stepper. I personally don't like step. It stresses me out. Like, I'm naturally just like a dancer, but step, it takes me a while to get it. So I hate that. But we end up pulling through, and I love step. It was so good.
Yeah, and that day that we actually recorded the show, step was the first thing that we recorded, and waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning, being able to have, not waking up at 8, we woke up probably I woke up at 6, but to have enough energy to do step, right when we walked in the door, we had to stretch, get changed, and we just immediately recorded step back to back. I think we did 4 takes.
Yeah, we did.
And then practice runs.
Right.
Because we
Yeah,
kept
the
messing up.
first one was a practice. Second one was real, and then even though they were all recorded, and then I think we ended up doing it 2 or 3 more times at least.
Yeah.
Not playing.
The step has to.
It has to be as clean as
It
possible.
takes a lot of energy, but it is so powerful to watch,
Right.
When you do it right.
to listen and to feel.
When you do it
Proud
right.
of Step,
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. It's awesome to hear your favorite parts of that show. So I'm definitely going to go back and rewatch because it's been a while since I've seen it, so that I can kind of actually. I haven't actually seen it from the camera because I just remember it from the booth and recording it at the different pieces. And so I think that's probably a bad idea to have with the show too, because it's not the actual show in order. It's just how we recorded it. So I want to go back and I'm going to revisit your piece for sure because I want to listen to it again.
Yeah.
And really feel it.
Look for the blonde braid.
Over this time period between part 1 and part 2, I've talked about the podcast to a few people, and a lot of people I found don't know a whole lot about Harambe and are actually really interested in watching the podcast to learn about Harambe, which is a cool thing. So is there anything you want to tell those people who are completely like me and don't know much about Harambe? Just extra things, because I know we talked about it a little bit in the last part, which, by the way, we don't remember everything that we talked about. In the
Sorry,
last
guys.
part. So if we cover a little bit of repeat stuff, sorry, but
Yeah,
Kind of
but-
was 3 days ago now. So.
Yeah, a whole
yeah,
weekend.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I don't know if we covered this last time, like they said, but just be on the lookout for next year. If you're junior, sophomore, freshman, please be involved. Harambe is such a family field. It brings everybody together. No, it is not just for Black people. It's for everyone. And we just want everybody to be included, just have fun. You do so much. You do so much in the community. You do so much in the school. You learn so much just about working with people, leadership, whether you're a leader or not. Just overall, everything about Black history, diversity, so much about your culture or African-American culture and all of our history. So I would say just be on the lookout for being in Harambe more. And like I said, in the near future, you will see more in-person things. So I think in the next few years, it'll be very exciting to be back in Harambe.
To piggyback off of that is not only the connections that you'll make with other people and all of the leadership and skills that you'll get from being Harambe, but also you will have no idea the impact that you'll have on other people. When Harambe came to my middle school, I was struggling a lot with my identity as a Black person. I didn't think I connected with my culture. But seeing Harambe and all that they had together and all these different types of people just celebrating African American history and culture, that was life-changing for me. I remember looking next to my friend and I was like, I'm going to do that in high school.
Yeah, that was me. I was like, I'm going to be them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
The impact that you make on other people, you will open the eyes of so many people just performing in Harambe, showing your gifts and talents and just being a great leader overall. It lasts. It makes a lasting impact.
I'm not sure we also said this, but Harambe in Swahili means let's all pull together. And so that's our mission, is to all come together, being diverse. So we are, like everyone has said, we're not just a group of Black kids. Our goal is to be diverse and for everyone to celebrate Black history and culture. So that's what I would say about that. And then, if you guys are not in Harambe, stuff that you guys could do outside of the like events that we have are the breast cancer awareness events that we sponsored in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We usually have study night sessions, and then we also have a career fair, college fair that kids can come and just speak to students who may be at a specific college, and they can get like insight about the schools and whatnot. We have Harambe Talks, which are like real talks where we just talk about different topics that may be going around in our school and also in the world, really. And then we have master classes, so where we have an instructor come from maybe a different city, or they could be like a past Harambe alumni that will come in and just teach us different techniques, different dances, and then we just learn it, and we really just get the chance to express like our movement in a different way and just learn different types of dance and stuff like that. So it's really cool. You don't have to be an amazing dancer. It's just an opportunity for you to just come and try something different.
You
so.
get free professional training. Right. I found that like really cool that these are like professional dancers that have been dancing since they were kids, middle school and under, and have worked with many, many people. And so to get free masterclass lessons, I think is amazing. Like, Harambe just gives you so many opportunities. You'll be amazed by how many people Miss Chalmers know and all the alumni know. So being in the organization, you automatically have a network of 200-300 plus people, literally. So that's why I think is also cool.
And going off of that, it's just it's important to remember that in Harambe, there really is just a place for everyone. So you'll be able to find something that interests you.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great to hear.
And it's fun, guys. It's fun.
Yes. We have a good time every event.
Always.
Right. Yes.
Always. We always laughing.
We doing slides, singing,
right.
like, yes, like everything. It's so inclusive and fun. It's a place where you can be yourself. Because I feel like in some organizations, you still think you have to be a certain way. Like, I do know I'm a leader in this organization, but I get to be myself. Like, you might think, oh, I'm around all these adults and alumni and all that. But no, I get to be myself and act myself and enjoy myself around an amazing group of people.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm in my March of my senior year, and I have neglected to join Harambe. I'm such a fool.
Yeah, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I never thought I'd be interested in something like that. I'm not interested in very many clubs at all, but this, like, it really does sound fun. Yeah. It sounds like something to do.
Yeah, so don't have that regret. Make sure, join Harambe while you can, so you have those experiences.
I know something that's a big thing, at least for me, joining a lot of clubs. Like, I kind of wanted to do theater this year, and the only reason I really didn't is because I didn't want that type of commitment. Like, theater sounds fun, and I would love to do some of this stuff, but not like, I can't have that type of commitment, or I'm not ready for something like theater right now. But, like, how is commitment with Harambe? Like, can you do stuff in Harambe without having to commit to every show and having to, I guess, make a huge commitment?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So we tell people all the time, like, they might say, okay, like, a lot of us work. Like, I think most of the leaders work. Mm-hmm. A lot of the members work. But we say we will go off your schedule. We have a couple mandatory practices, but we let you know that ahead of time where you can take off. But for our certain events, like, we'll let you know. But we really work with the schedules. We just have communication. Most of the leaders and Ms. Chalmers have everybody numbers. We stay in contact with Google Classroom. So really, it's just about communication. Join and come to what you can. And if you miss a couple things, we'll catch you up. Miss C always says it's an honor to at least be in one thing in Harambe and to just be a part of something so special. And I honestly believe that just if you can come to one thing, or if you can be in one dance and one piece, like, it's an honor, really.
Right. I mean, the requirements to be in Harambe is that you participate in at least one of our community service projects, and then you participate in the Harambe show. But like Trin said earlier, you don't have to be in everything. Like, we were in everything, but you don't got to do all of that. And this year we didn't have like a backstage or a technical crew, but in past years before COVID and stuff, that was something that we needed. And so that's like I said, like, there's places for everybody here. You can just pick and choose what you're interested in. But it's requirement wise, there's like 1 to 2 months of like work for preparation up into the show, but it's not every day in that week.
Yeah. Not at all.
So everybody that does join Harambe does have to participate in the show, though.
Some way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in
In
some
some
way.
And even if it's just the finale, like the finale is like the piece that everybody's in the end of the show. You literally learn maybe like a 2-step in a song, and
You swing.
literally, yeah, do a
Swing
little
and
sway. And if you don't get it automatically, we even work with you. So really, if you don't really know what to do, like in the future, we probably will need backstage. And even in the past, we need a lot of artists. We worked with a lot of people in the art program because a lot of props or things that we needed. So even if you are artistic or some type of way, we even work with musicians. I know they worked with Maroon Magic in the past. So there's so many places you can really be at to be in one thing in the show. Like we do a lot. So.
Right. And not a lot of people, some people might come in thinking that they're only going to do one thing, but then that doesn't end up happening because they find other stuff that they want to do.
That was me. I was only really hip hop and praise. That's what I thought I was going to do. And that didn't happen.
Same
with me.
Like, I think my first year in Harambe, which was my sophomore year, I only did hip hop. That was the only thing I did. And so then the next year, I just did everything. Like, I did hip hop, praise, step. I did literally everything. And so it was like, once I saw the show and saw how much other people did, and I was like very intrigued, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, I feel like I can try and do that. And so I feel like once you see the show or once you feel how powerful and how much fun people have, you may want to try and do something that's different from what you might have chosen before. So that's something that you can really just learn from Harambe. Like, try something different. Try something new.
Yeah, it really sounds like you get out of it what you put into it.
Yes.
And more.
Yeah.
And more. And from the community to all of the, I can't think of the word. The
Camaraderie?
Sure.
Camaraderie.
There's definitely camaraderie there. I feel that.
Nice
like the,
word, Skylar.
Opportunities. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, opportunities.
I don't.
Join Harambe, guys.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Come.
Well, one of the many questions, well, I mean, I'd say many, but few questions really that we haven't discussed yet is,
Sorry.
did you break the wall?
I didn't. It's fine.
Fifth wall breaking.
Whoa. But like,
No.
so is there anything different or new for the 25th anniversary? Like, I guess show? Is there anything new that you guys are doing with that?
I feel like,
You can go ahead.
I feel like the whole show was different. Like, because we had to record, we didn't have an audience. So we had to record everything in the pack. And we had to wear masks. And we had to dance in masks, sing in masks. So that was different. Instead of just doing one take because you're performing in front of so many people, you just do it one time. We had to do it multiple times to try and perfect everything that we did and record it. So that was different. What else? Just creating the show, just knowing it's the 25th anniversary, so we have to put so much time and try to represent what Harambe is. That was really just, it felt like we had to work harder. And so I would say, like, even this year was different from last year, because last year we had to do the show virtually, and we recorded mostly everything virtually except for praise and step. And so it was just really different, and the impact as a leader, having to literally create a show from top to finish, was different from last year. Like I said, last year it wasn't the same as doing it in person. So I would just say the whole show was really different.
Yeah, and going off of what Kennedy said, I do think that it was like there was just more stuff, more work, but I also do think we had a lot of help because we had a lot of alumni come back and edit videos for us and record and choreograph and just build steps and things of that nature. So there was just a bigger crew, bigger team.
And I'm just going to piggyback on both of y'all on that. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the last section, but like Skylar said, there was a lot of alumni participation within the show, not only helping us, but alumni on the stage performing with us. Like the show, it was a celebration over 25 years. So we brought back a lot of things from the past that we had done into our show, and we added some new modern spice to it to make it, Harambe and
art constantly reinvents itself. So.
Right.
Yeah, and that's for pretty much any anniversary shows. I think it might be a couple on YouTube. I'm not sure, but every anniversary show is the 5th, 10th, 20th, whatever. All the alumni come back, and I think there was at least one alumni in every piece. But almost pretty much all the pieces, like Praise, Angels with us, African, hip hop. There were several. So yeah, they really come back and help. And like she said, I think you put way much work in with it being the anniversary, and with it being like not a normal year, like in 2020, like I just remember I just did not put in as much work as I did with this show, and you just feel so much connected because you put in more work. And so since I had that in person, like a live year, regular year, it made me appreciate how much more work I had to put in this year.
Yeah, and your determination just changes because you're very determined to get this show done and make it look how you envision, and it just really, everything really, it was just different, and it changes, and it was just, like I said, it was different.
Yeah, because we faced a lot of problems. It was a lot of things thrown at us, but we had to keep
You
rolling.
got through.
We do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah. So before we wrap up, I have one last question, and maybe Skylar might want to take this since you're a junior, so you'll still be here next year, but the rest of you are graduating. What do you see for the future for Harambe? Like, where do you guys go from here?
Well, definitely next year we're going to get some more LIT since most of our seniors are leaving. Well, all of our seniors are leaving because that's what seniors do. But I honestly don't know. I think I'm just going to try to keep an open mind. It's really weird because it's like I'm trying to form new ideas in my head, but it's like my brain's kind of on pause because I'm still on this year's show. Yeah. So hopefully with like the new stuff kind of flowing in, it'll be easier to just get back into it.
May I add, even though I'll be gone?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though that I'm going to be gone, I'm definitely coming back because I still want to be involved. I love Harambe. But in the future, I feel like I want to see Harambe continuously growing with more members, more diversity within Harambe. I think that is so important so that, we're over here like telling you guys, like, let's all pull together. Like, Harambe is for everybody, not just one or two demographics of people, just everybody. I would like to really see that implemented in Harambe within the next couple of years. Because I feel like a lot of people, like especially now when they see Harambe, all they see is a group of black kids. But that's not all that we are. And we want to see other types of people come into our group so that they can learn and celebrate our culture. I would like to see stuff like that as we near into the future.
Yeah, it really brings our whole school together.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. I think our school needs.
It can be like two different worlds sometimes.
Don't even get us started.
Oh, yeah. That's another podcast episode.
Yeah, that's a whole another deal.
For our 2023 show, that's crazy. Just saying it. 2023.
2023.
I don't even process 2022. Like,
I know. It's like, oh my god.
It's still 2011.
I'm saying. Feels like that. For our 2023 show, I pray and I hope that it is in person because.
With a live audience.
Yes.
And feeder schools. We did feeder schools. I feel like feeder schools is one of my favorite things. And we usually do a trip in Harambe. And that was like one of the best trips of my life. Except I went to Mexico, that was fun. But oh my gosh, the trip with Harambe was hands down one of the best experiences I ever had. So I really hope they bring that back.
Yeah, I remember when Harambe came to Central my 8th grade year. You remember that too. As you talked about your experience, and I just remember feeling.
Oh, and then when we sold soul food Oh my
You
God.
guys, some of you guys don't know this, but we have like this soul food thing where we bring soul food and people can buy some taste
so
cups.
good.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes,
We
I
can't do
remember
that now, but
years ago, because my mom, like, she always would make banana pudding, and they used to sell banana pudding at Soul Food Day. But I never got to experience that Soul Food Day. I never did. So
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
It was
I know.
The
somebody got
potlucks. Oh my gosh. We just have so much good things, and we are starting implementing that back. Like we're trying to move into it, but baby steps. You know, COVID's still real.
health and safety first, everybody.
It's so real.
My
Health and
first
safety
year here,
first.
sophomore year, like the school year ended like halfway through. So I think
We lost a lot.
Soul Food Day.
We lost a lot.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that we're starting to crawl back.
Yes.
Yeah. Slowly but surely.
Yep. So thank you guys so much for joining us today on 3AM Bagels. So we discussed all things Harambe with a few of these awesome people here with us. This was a joy having you guys on. I'm so happy we got to do this. If you haven't yet seen the Harambe show, check it out. The link in our description or on their Instagram page. And we also mentioned some other places there is. And if you're interested in joining Harambe, stay tuned for next year when they have their first meeting of the year.
Read the bulletin, guys.
And check in the description below for any links to anything Harambe. Anything you are interested in will probably be down there. So
Share the link.
Please do that.
And join Harambe.
Thank you so much, 3AM Bagels, for having us here
Yes,
today.
of course,
Thank you
anytime,
so much.
anytime.
Thank you
It was
so
an
much for
honor.
letting us share what Harambe is all about, what we have done this year and past years. We just really appreciate you guys for putting this out there.
Yeah,
I hope y'all learned something. Thank you.
I definitely did. I definitely learned a lot more about Harambe.
This was
I
fun.
learned
As-
everything that I know about Harambe now. So yeah, it's amazing. That's
We waved by at the camera.